The Great Unraveling. How the next 15 years will reshape everything you know about work. What happens when the office becomes a museum and your diploma becomes wallpaper? We're standing at the edge of the biggest workplace transformation in human history. Not since the Industrial Revolution have we faced such a complete reimagining of what it means to work, to learn, to lead, and to matter. This isn't just about robots taking jobs, it's about the fundamental rewiring of human value itself. The numbers are staggering, almost unbelievable. According to research from the IMF, about 60% of jobs in advanced economies are about to be exposed to AI. That's not a distant threat. That's your neighbor, your colleague, maybe you. Goldman Sachs projects this could add $7 trillion to global GDP over a decade. McKinsey sees $2.6 to $4.4 trillion in annual value once this technology hits its stride. But here's what keeps me awake at night. Half of those exposed jobs will be complemented by AI. The other half? They'll be pressured, displaced, or simply gone. The questions that will define your future, Q. When exactly does this transformation hit critical mass? A. The McKinsey data suggests we've pulled the automation timeline forward by roughly a decade. The 50% automation mark, originally projected for somewhere between 2030 to 2060, now lands around 2045. That means the period from 2025 to 2040 is a live-fire transition zone. You're not preparing for the future, you're living through the beginning of it right now. Q, will this feel gradual or sudden? A, both, and that's what makes it so disorienting. It'll feel gradual until it doesn't. MIT studies show 37% faster professional writing with AI. BCG consultants are completing 25% more tasks when they use GPT-4 correctly. But here's the terrifying part. When people use AI outside its capabilities, quality actually drops. So we're racing toward a world where knowing the boundaries between human and machine intelligence becomes a survival skill. What does this mean for the person reading this right now? Everything you think you know about career security is about to be stress-tested. The white-collar apocalypse. When your desk job becomes a ghost town, picture this. It's 2029. Sarah, a marketing director, arrives at her office to find that her team of 12 has been right-sized to 4. Not because business is bad, quite the opposite. Revenue is up 40%. But that quarterly report that used to take her junior analysts 2 weeks? An AI agent now delivers it in 4 hours, complete with insights that would make a McKinsey consultant weep with envy. The brutal math of knowledge work is this. The first 80% of most cognitive tasks, drafting, analyzing, coding, researching, is moving to AI coworkers. But surely some white-collar jobs are safe, right? It defines safe. Entire roles rarely vanish overnight, but task compositions are being shredded and rebuilt. Law firms are discovering they need fewer first-year associates but more senior reviewers. Accounting firms are hiring fewer bookkeepers but more forensic analysts. Software companies are cutting junior developers but desperately seeking AI system architects. What happens to the people in between? This is where it gets heartbreaking. The middle tier, those comfortable, reliable jobs that form the backbone of the middle class, are getting hollowed out fastest. The entry-level analysts, the project coordinators, the administrative specialists who kept organizations humming. They're not being replaced by people. They're being replaced by algorithms that never sleep, never take vacation, and never ask for raises. Q, is there any good news for white-collar workers? Yes, but it requires a complete mindset shift. The workers who thrive will be those who become orchestrators rather than executors. Instead of doing the analysis, you'll be designing the analytical framework. Instead of writing the code, you'll be architecting the system that writes the code. Instead of managing people, you'll be managing human AI teams. But here's the catch. These elevated roles will be fewer in number and higher in skill requirement. The blue-collar surprise, when robots get eyes and hands. For years, we told blue-collar workers they were safe from automation. Robots can't do complex physical tasks, we said. You need human judgment for skilled trades, we assured them. We were wrong. How wrong were we? A, dead wrong. In 2023 alone, over 540,000 industrial robots were installed worldwide, the second highest number ever recorded. There are now 4.28 million robots operating in factories globally. In the US, 44,000 industrial robots shipped in just 1 year. But here's what's truly frightening. These aren't the clunky, single-purpose robots of yesterday. These are AI-powered machines with computer vision that can see, learn, and adapt. Qiao, what does this mean for a factory worker, a warehouse employee, a truck driver? A, the pattern is becoming clear and merciless. Repetitive, predictable motions are automated first. Palletizing, pick and pack operations, machine tending, these are disappearing now. But the robots are learning fast. Multi-step situational work that we thought was safely human, field repairs, construction tasks, quality control, is next on the chopping block. Qiao, so what jobs survive in blue-collar work? A, the jobs that survive require you to become part technician, part detective, part guardian. You'll be the person who keeps the robots honest. You'll need to understand electromechanical troubleshooting, robot operations, safety protocols, and quality assurance. Fewer bodies per production line, but higher skills per body. Is there a silver lining? A, for those who adapt, yes. The new blue-collar jobs pay better, but there are fewer of them. A robot technician earns more than a line worker, but one technician can monitor what used to require 10 line workers. The math is sobering. The death of the diploma, when your degree becomes decoration. Perhaps nothing will shock the American middle class more than watching the college premium evaporate before their eyes. Cal, hasn't a college degree always been the ticket to the middle class? A, it was until it wasn't. The data is stark. U.S. demand for college-educated labor stopped outpacing supply around 2000. The college wage premium has plateaued and, in many fields, is actually declining. The four-year degree has become an expensive signal that employers are increasingly learning to ignore. But surely employers still prefer college graduates? A, they say they do, but their actions tell a different story. Companies loudly announced they were dropping degree requirements, but Harvard research found that fewer than 1 in 700 new hires actually benefited from these policy changes. It's corporate theater. They talk skills-based hiring, but still hire based on pedigree. Quote, so what's actually happening? A, we're witnessing the birth of a new credentialing system. The currency that matters now is show me, not tell me. Live artifacts, code repositories, data notebooks, process automations, measurable business outcomes, these are becoming the new transcripts. Q, what does this mean for someone considering college right now? O, choose very carefully or choose differently entirely. If you go to college, make sure you're getting more than just a degree. You need internships, co-ops, real-world projects, and a portfolio that proves you can deliver value. If you skip college, you need to become obsessed with building and shipping things that matter. Q, what about parents who've saved for their kids' college? A, this might be the most heartbreaking part of this transition. Parents who worked 2 jobs to save for their children's education are watching the value of that investment crumble in real time. The degree their child earns in 2028 might have less market value than a certification earned online in 2026. The manager's nightmare, leading, when the org chart melts. If you think being managed by AI is scary, try managing when half your team has been replaced by agents. What happens to managers when there's no one left to manage? And this is the existential crisis facing millions of middle managers right now. Your span of control might expand dramatically while organizational layers compress beneath you. You might go from managing 12 people to orchestrating 4 humans and 20 AI agents. How do you manage AI agents? You don't manage them like people, you design them like systems. You set objectives, allocate AI and human work, instrument quality controls, and own the risk register. You become an orchestrator of intelligence rather than a supervisor of tasks. Okay, what are managers getting wrong right now? 3 catastrophic mistakes keep repeating. First, they're deploying AI tools without proper training. The BCG field experiment showed that untrained use of AI actually tanks quality outside the model's capabilities. People overtrust the outputs and stop thinking critically. Second, they're not measuring anything meaningful. Productivity claims never hit the P&L because no one's tracking the right metrics. Third, they have no redeployment plan for displaced workers. The reputational and regulatory blowback erases any cost savings. Do organizations actually save money by adding AI if they keep their people? Only if they're smart about it. You save money when you move those freed-up hours to value creation, more pipeline generation, better customer retention, faster cycle times. If you pocket the hours as free time, the gains evaporate. AI doesn't save you money. AI enables you to do more valuable work. What does an organization look like when half the tasks are automated? Think small core, thick edge. A smaller core team sets strategy, owns compliance, and tunes the AI stack. At the edges, customer-facing humans are amplified by AI agents. Middle management layers thin dramatically. New functions emerge: model risk management, data contracts, prompt library operations, agent quality assurance, content provenance tracking. How do you maintain culture when most of your workforce is artificial? You replace butts-in-seats management with proof-in-systems leadership. You publish your AI playbook, which tasks are AI first, what the human in the loop does, how errors are caught, where appeals go. You celebrate judgment calls and customer saves, not keystrokes. The survival guide: what you must do right now. Whether you're white-collar, blue-collar, or management, the clock is ticking. Here's your blueprint for the next 90 days. I can see my job is in the blast radius. Where do I start? Build 3 stacks simultaneously. Tool stack. Master the AI tools your industry actually uses. Recreate your last 30 days of work using these tools. Keep logs and artifacts as proof of competency. Domain stack. Choose one specific business problem and solve it. Revenue leakage in subscription businesses. Claims processing delays. Predictive maintenance failures. Ship one real fix. Trust stack. Wrap every deliverable in content credentials and provenance tracking. Keep change logs. Write a 1-page risk assessment for each major output explaining how you verified it, where it might fail, and how to escalate issues. What does proof look like in this new world? A portfolio that works. Scripts that reconcile financial ledgers. Agents that draft and cite legal contracts. Notebooks that predict and prevent warranty fraud. All with metrics, monitors, and demonstrated understanding of where the AI ends and human judgment begins. I'm blue collar. How do I robot-proof my career? Become the robot whisperer. Learn robot teach pendant basics, vision system calibration, sensor diagnostics, and safety protocols. With 500,000 robot installations per year, shops desperately need multi-skilled technicians. Your edge is speed, safety, and the hand skills that robots still can't match. Do I still need a college degree? Maybe, but probably not for the reasons you think. Degrees still unlock certain gates, but the premium now depends entirely on program quality, practical experience, and portfolio strength. If you choose college, choose ROI, program placement rates, co-op opportunities, and real-world projects. If you skip college, stack certifications, projects, and references relentlessly. To give me a 12-month roadmap. Here's your timeline. Months 1 to 3. Build your 3 stacks. Ship 1 portfolio project per month. Months 4-6. Earn 1 market-recognized credential. Shadow someone 2 levels above you. Month 7 to 9. Automate 10 hours per week of your own job. Quantify the impact. Ask to own the system. Months 10-12 present a before and after business case. Negotiate for expanded scope, not just salary. What's the 3-year vision? A. Become the owner of a measurable business system. Revenue operations pipeline. Claims reduction engine. Robot cell uptime optimization. That's the new college degree. The hard questions leaders can't avoid Q. If my organization cuts headcount by 30 to 50% over the next decade, what breaks first? A. Control and context. All those processes that relied on hallway knowledge and institutional memory collapse. You have to codify everything as executable standard operating procedures, checklists, agents, escalation rules. Governance becomes a product with dashboards, SLAs, monitors, and rollback plans. Xiao, do I owe my employees redeployment, or should I just optimize for shareholders? A. If you just optimize, expect regulatory and reputational friction that will cost more than redeployment. Governments worldwide are making AI workforce impact a policy priority. Companies that tie AI gains to employee mobility and retraining get smoother adoption and fewer nasty surprises. How do I prevent AI from amplifying mistakes at scale? Pair every AI rollout with coaching, playbooks, and red team testing. The BCG study is crystal clear. Training plus proper task matching equals big gains. Blind deployment equals disasters. Make verification steps mandatory. Source links, calculation trails, human sign-off on high-risk decisions. What metrics tell me the AI transition is actually working? A. Cycle time improvements. Defect escape rate reductions. First contact resolution increases. Revenue per employee growth. Customer satisfaction scores. If these aren't moving, you're automating for show. How do I explain this transformation to my board? Inc. We're trading headcount-driven output for system-driven outcomes. We instrument AI risk like we instrument revenue. We'll publish a quarterly AI balance sheet, hours automated, dollars redeployed, defects prevented, incidents avoided. The 12-point leadership checklist for survival, name the frontier. Document which tasks are AI first versus human first today. Update quarterly as capabilities evolve. Train for the tool, not just on the tool. Teach people to spot hallucinations, cite sources, and escalate appropriately. Instrument provenance. Ship critical outputs with content credentials and traceable data lineage. Make governance executable. Map AI risk management frameworks to actual dashboards and metrics. Publish an error budget. Decide how much wrong you can tolerate by process type. Tie AI tools to P&AMP-L. Each deployment must own a specific KPI. Stand-up model risk management. Treat prompts, tools, and datasets as change-controlled artifacts. Rebuild career ladders. Replace years of experience gatekeeping with portfolio demonstrations and paid trials. Guarantee mobility. Convert AI savings into upskilling and redeployment programs. Define human edges. Codify what only humans do: negotiation, escalation, empathy, ethics, exceptions. Audit AI suppliers. Demand provenance, evaluations, bias testing, and fallback modes. Communicate like adults. Tell everyone what's changing, what's not, and how to appeal decisions. The question that will define everything. Here's what you should ask yourself every Friday. What would a trustworthy AI agent do here on Monday, and what must a human decide? If you can answer that question clearly, consistently, and confidently, you're building a future where people don't just survive the transition, they thrive in it. If you can't answer it, you're managing yesterday's organization with tomorrow's tools, and that's a recipe for irrelevance. The bottom line that changes everything. Work isn't ending. Work as we know it is ending. The jobs disappearing aren't just being eliminated, they're being evolved, elevated, or entirely reimagined. The people who understand this distinction will write the next chapter of human work. Those who don't will become footnotes in someone else's story. The transformation is already underway. The only question is whether you'll be shaped by it or help shape it. The future belongs to those who can dance with artificial intelligence, not those who compete against it. What's your next move?